Well, hello. How nice of you to join on this hazy again Friday afternoon. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, McNabb, it doesn't look like you are in Dubai today. You're right, well spotted. We're in an emirate called Al Quwain, which I always thought meant mother of the pearl, but apparently upon some wiki research today, it could actually have derived from the Arabic word for iron, as in the material, the substance, which is Quan, something like that. So who knows? The population of Al Quwain is said to be 44,901. Lucky if you are that one person. Oh, extremely lucky. You're extremely lucky if you're one of the 44,900. Never mind the one. Al Quwain is different to Dubai in oh so many ways. It's rural. It's like, if you can imagine, I've just turned off the 311 highway, the E311. It runs basically from the southern borders with Saudi Arabia, we're in the UAE obviously, all the way, almost up to the northern border with Oman and the Musandom. And we're kind of like in the middle of that, Al Quwain. So we've left Dubai, we've travelled northwards, we've driven through Sharjah, and we've driven through Ajman, and we've ended up in Al Quwain. Small, but perfectly formed. Right. We are going to be travelling eastwards on the E55, which is a more minor sort of inter-emirate road. We are, I know what you're thinking, what are we looking at here actually? Well, we're looking at loads of litter, and I think that's going to be like a feature of the drive. Unfortunately, I'm going to say that. I've driven through Al Quwain and past Al Quwain like 101 times. Yeah, and it does have like a love-hate relationship with litter. Well, more of a love relationship, I would say. We're about to have a look around a settlement called Al Serra, or Serra. Then we're going to continue eastwards. We're going to check out Mohdub, Kabir, which seems to be like a big settlement, and Kabir actually means big. So there you go. Like, for example, Mushkila Kabir means we've got a big problem. Kabir. Then Al Lebsa, where I know there is a camel track because I've been up there a couple of times. Then hopefully we might check out something sounds really sort of idyllic. It's called the Camel Slaughterhouse. I doubt there'll be much slaughtering going on today. It's a Friday, it's Ramadan, so it's like a rest day. Then there was a random road that I spotted on Google Earth that just seems to go into the desert and then stop. Now if I zoomed in, I could maybe see like one or two very small buildings on, so we'll go and check it. Random road. Then there's a second Lebsa, like a second settlement also called Lebsa, near to the original Lebsa, but I'm calling it Lebsa 2, although it's just Lebsa again. Then there's Al Rashidiyah, and then the big boy on the block, we're finishing off at Falaj Al Mullah. So you might be interested in the Mullah, are the ruling sort of family of Al Quwain, the Mollahs or the Mullahs, Mullah. And Falaj is an Arabic word, it's like irrigation system. So in front of us, beyond the litter and the pylon, is the Al Quwain Water Company, which is interesting. I mean, I guess there must be like an aquifer, a ground well here, where they fill up their tankers. It's still Ramadan, so we'll expect a quiet drive around these settlements. I don't think there'll be much activity. I don't think there really is much activity in Al Quwain, period. Semi-interesting fact. I'm just having a couple of corn nuts. That's not the interesting fact. I went on the Wikipedia page for Al Quain, and I don't think I've ever seen less written on a Wikipedia page for anything ever. So make of that what you will. Should we start the tour? Oh yes, we should do that probably. Well, we will do. Quick slurp of coffee. And we're golden. Let's go. You excited? I'm excited. We'll start with a little loop of this like track. There you go. Get a feel for Al Quain. Of that 44,901 who occupy the emirate, it doesn't actually give an ethnic breakdown. I wonder if that's just counting the civilians. I would say that the vast, so this is the water filling up station, very cool. I'd say the vast number of the population would be South Asian labourers, men mainly. Right, well that was the water factory, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And then we're just going to swing a right here. Oof, there are some potholes, I'm not going to lie, there are potholes here. And we're going to have a quick look around Al Serra. It will be quick because there is a small settlement. I don't know if you're picking up the garbage, but it's quite some level. Let me just... I haven't come out here intentionally to pick on Al Quain because of his rubbish, but you know, I'm gonna say, like, when it's like this, it's hard just to sort of pretend that it isn't there or ignore it or whatever you would say. So, man, it's everywhere. I'm going to be honest. I've got a feeling the majority of the journey is going to be almost like this. The obvious thing to say is, somebody please come and clean it up. It's like, it's dreadful, absolutely dreadful. So this looks like the limit of Serra. A couple of farms up ahead. Oh, maybe there's a little bit more going on. So on the right hand side there is like a wetland. I think we had rain a couple of days ago up here. A wetland, yes there is. There you go. Covered in garbage. There you go. Charming. So obviously the water is close to the surface here, hence the water factory. Oh wow, we're coming to something quite spectacular. Feast your eyes upon that. Yes, lots of bird life. I mean, that's nice to see. Incredible, like tons and loads of coconuts, and also loads and loads of plastic just blowing around in the breeze. Oh, some of us even escaped onto the track. Get back over there with your rubbish buddies. I mean, the big biggest issue is not the rubbish being there is horrendous, but what you might even regard the bigger issue is that camels come along and they just munch their way through it all. They don't really get it. They're not able to figure out not to eat the plastic bags, so they end up ingesting plastic and then choking themselves from the inside out, and eventually they turn up as crispy little corpses out in the desert, all raw hide and bone, but with an intestinal tract. All these flags flying, very patriotic, very nice. So these will be some farms, yeah, with their intestinal tracts just filled with plastic bags. Prevents them from being able to digest their food. Right, that is Al Serra, like the outskirts. There's a little track between farms, but I'm mindful that we've got like a 10-point hit list today, and I'm actually looking forward to getting to Mohdub because, well, firstly, I just love the sound of that Mohdub. That's M-O-H-D-U-B. I should say that the Emirate of Al Quwain is spelt like at least 10 different ways. On road signs and in guidebooks, online. Sorry, we're on a rocky road. We've got a few bumps to negotiate. Something partway under construction there, but not quite finished. Possibly demolished. Right, I don't think I'll pick the best side of the road there. Right, well, bit less bumpy. I know what you want. You want one last look at this before we move on. There you go. It's quite something, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, it is something. Somebody's just whizzed past me on a quad. Yeah, and this did look quite nice from a distance. Slightly spoiled when you get close up, but it actually is running like a stream. Oh, jeez. Do you know what? I'm going to have to. This wasn't the intention to go looking for these things, but I suppose we're exploring with commentary. I got 4-wheel drive. I'm pretty sure I'll not get stuck around here. Man, so there is running water, and I don't know what. Look, there's a lake up ahead there. Oh, hello, stray dogs. Yes, yes, we got it all going on here. Well, there is something that actually could be quite beautiful. It's like a lake, like a maybe natural, a spring, or I don't know. It could be quite beautiful. I'm going to call it out and say that instead of being quite beautiful, it's actually disgusting because of the litter. So, what to do? What to do? It's also fenced off, but that's fine. I don't mind that. There you go, look at that. It is a nice space, I guess, is what I would say. Can you imagine that? Just sitting there kayaking or just chilling out. Anyway, here's what it is. Let's have a look around here. Oh, there you go, just if you want to see from a different angle. I'm going to take it on. I'm going to drive through. I'm going to drive through the rubbish dump. And there's tracks all the way through it, so obviously it is frequently driven through. Delightful. GoPro 5 again, got the UV filter on for your viewing pleasure. We've hooked up the microphone. Hopefully it's plugged in. I did do a sound check. It did seem to be plugged in. Okie dokie. Well, this is Serra. That would be the back streets of Serra. Shall we have a loop? We'll go down the back side, shall we? Hello. For now. No pavements, graded tracks, traditional old Emirati doors. Somewhat of a litter problem. Let's see if we, oh, look at that, nice little outside space. A couple of sofas. And now we're on the tarmac, so this is Serra proper. A couple of trees, I guess I should show you this. There's the leaders of the UAE on the right hand side. Actually, what will show this? It's for rent. Look at that, how nice. Some Emirati doors. There you go, they're made out of raw iron and they're decorated. Their traditional feature, there's another set. Like a traditional feature of, this is Serra, look at that. There is a mosque on our left. We'll have a look at that. We'll just swing by these two quite large houses here, villas. And then, yeah, nice little mosque. Right. That is like literally the settlement of Serra, so we're looking at what, 20 houses maybe? That's it, and I like this on the way out. Pre-loved furniture. There you go. I wouldn't have thought there's like a huge market for that. Serra doesn't exactly seem big enough, but I may be wrong. Right, hope you enjoyed that. Isn't that nice? Serra, some water ponds. I didn't expect to see them. Had no idea they were here. It's one of the nice things about today's tour. I have not driven around like many of these places, so it is a voyage of discovery for me just as much as it may be for you watching. Right, we're going to continue up the E55. Our next stop should be Mohdub. Right, well, this is my second drive through Mohdub. I've done it once, but unfortunately audio didn't record, so we're going to do it a second time. Maybe it's maybe it'll be more impressive on its second run through. Something that we won't be mentioning is all the unmentionables on the ground, everywhere you look, absolutely everywhere. I don't know much about Mohdub. It's about maybe 80 houses, 100 possibly. They're all built in a similar style, old school. And they're quite large villas, mostly. Although these ones here, let's have a look there, they're not quite so big. There's a mosque ahead of us. That's like in the centre of Mohdub. And then well, let's have a little look here. We've got our gate open. That's an invitation for Ramadan. And there you go. It's one of those larger villas, kind of look like that. Very nice. We've got some camels roaming around the town. I'm going to call it a town. A bit bigger than a village, surely. We've got some camels roaming around the town. They were dining out. My first video, they were dining out here at the Blue Dumpster. We're pulling all sorts of cool stuff out of there. Cardboard, yogurt pots, tons of stuff. And then we drove past here, which was also quite charming. Somebody has their sort of outdoor space there just for entertaining, for socialising. Pleasant altogether. Hello, this is something I've not seen before. This camel is having a little dust bath. Oh, well done to her. I'm going to and look at that, the birds landed, the old screecher. I'm not going to go too close, I don't want to upset them. I've seen horses do that, obviously. There's no reason why camels wouldn't. But yeah, a good old little dust bath there. Maybe he's inviting, or she's inviting the birds to come and peck off a few parasites. Not get too close. Unfortunately, this camel I spotted earlier on looks like it has mange, which is unlucky. The fur's sort of off. It's bare skin. Good stuff for camels. There you go. The camels of Mohdub. One thing I spotted in Mohdub, which was quite cool, is that this road just kind of disappears into the desert. Seemingly. I like that. I would explore, but we've got other places to go. Just in case you're wondering how the people of Mohdub survive on a day-to-day basis, we have a grocery store, a greengrocer's, and a laundry shop. None are open at the minute. And then this is Mohdub's second mosque. Quite pleasant, nice mosque. And there is of course a village football ground that looks like this. 2 goals and some sand in the middle. And then we come across the absolute motherload of trash. I mean, just on the outskirts of the village, but it's nice that it's here. In keeping with the previous settlement we've seen. If our next place will be different. Well, there you go. The dumpster's fallen over. Maybe that's why all the rubbish has escaped. There are a couple more streets to Mohdub, but nothing more to explore really, I don't feel. Nice door. I said that sort of traditional style of door. Pleasant. Lots of cars parked up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. 10 cars parked up. I wonder what people do here. Yeah, I wonder what people do. Not knowing. Right, that's Mohdub done. Our next stop will be Kabir, which you may remember means, can you remember? Are you able to remember some Arabic words? Kabir means big. That's right. Big. Just before I do officially leave Mohdub, possibly never to return again, it would be remiss not to mention the architecture of the town. So these are some quite old school villas by the looks of things. Couldn't tell you exactly when they were built or anything like that, but yeah, they do look old school, and they're all kind of out of a similar sort of design. So my guess is be some sort of government housing project. Yeah, they're all more or less identical. Do you know what, actually, the more I look at them, the more I'm thinking I have been here before sometime. Yeah, I think I have. And then, yeah, I did think this was somebody's house as well, but it's I think it's like for goats, I think. People who keep goats. I can see them walking around in there. Screaming goats. So that'll be for livestock. Right, we are leaving. Next stop, Kabir. Nice big date plantation. We're just on the E55 eastwards between Mohdub and Kabir coming up. But yeah, I don't know if you can see on the right hand side, nice big sort of palm plantations, date palms, and also some farms a bit further in the distance. Yeah, and anyway, and something unusual on the other side of the road. It's difficult to tell if you can see them or not. Just on the left hand side of the 100 km/h sign, two big statue flamingos and some camels. Possibly there's a wildlife private zoo or something down that road. I remember seeing it on Google Earth maps. We shan't be visiting. There's the stables as well. Not that you can see. Right, we just turned off the E55 at Kabir. Sorry if I don't sound my usual jovial, playful self, but to be honest, I have really had enough of my GoPro, which is glitchy beyond all belief. That is our entry point. Look at that's quite pleasant. I can tell a lot of farmland around here. Dumping of waste is prohibited except in places assigned to them. In case of violation of this, will put you in financial and legal accountability. Well, I would like to know who is legally and financially culpable for Al Serra and Mohdub. Somebody must be, surely. Right, this is the main road, like the Broadway down the centre of Kabir. Kabir is definitely a farming zone. I spotted that when I was looking at it on Google Earth. Lots of fields, but we will come to a few things. Private villas, I guess. I have a feeling I remember there being a brand of chicken called Kabir chickens, which were probably growing up around here. And I had a big advert which was basically a chicken and a rather psychotic looking woman with a butcher's knife in her hand. I remember that from like about 2002 or 2003, from years and years ago. Like it was not messing around. The advert was like literally buy a chicken and kill it. Chamber Station, don't know what that is. Greenland Agricultural Materials, mosque in the background, a little mini supermarket. It's a green area, less litter than some of our previous stopping off points, although we are far from being litter free, let me tell you that. No real pavements, graded tracks. I don't think Kabir has like a main settlement. I mean, I might be wrong. So not the. So there's a nice green, verdant field in front of us. Less so on the other side of the road, so we'll stick to this side. We'll showcase Kabir in its best light. Yeah, farmland, lots growing. This must be a bit of water around. What's always nice about these places is you open your window down and if I just shut up and maybe move the microphone to the window, you might hear the birds. You might hear the birds. Yes, very nice. I like doing that. I like listening to the birds chirping. Yeah, so those are the back streets of Kabir. Like possibly like weekend homes for people. Suggested that once or twice. Some of these out of town locations, the locals might have like a weekend home here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back onto the main strip and see if there is a Kabir like centre or central Kabir. Because don't forget, Kabir means big. I'd expect it to have a centre, given its name. We passed this just a few minutes ago. Diggers on the side of the road, ready for rent. If you want a cat, bulldozer, there you go. Don't know how much it costs. Detecting anything like a sort of town centre or anything, but I have spotted this, so we'll go and check this out, which is a big uphill ramp, and from the top it should give us a perfect vantage of Kabir in all its finery. Rocky roads. Well, this looks interesting. Looks like we might have to give it some beans to get up here. On the right hand side is a huge big wall. I don't know what it's for. Maybe a palace or something like this. It's difficult to say. But anyway, look at that. That gives you a nice vantage point onto one side of Kabir. It's mostly farms with a few sort of standalone, like large villas. Always interesting, these places as well. If you think, well, what I just showed you there, these towns just like disappear into the desert. They don't disappear into the desert, but the second the town ends, that's it. The desert's there. Right, so from the top of our hill, this is our vantage point over Kabir. There's a few more mosques, and there are some houses, villas, farms. Yeah, you get the picture, you get the vibe of the place. I mean, seeing as we're here, and we're not going anywhere. Well, I mean, we are. We're going to Lebsa, but we will explore a little bit further into Kabir, just out of interest. See what it's all about. Because some of these places look like resorts, or there's definitely a few stables. You can see that. Right, I don't want to go down the back side because you're not going to see much there. Let's just race along here. And get back onto the main road. Yeah, so this is the main strip. See what it leads to. Well, there's some sort of maintenance going on here. I like it. Sweeping some dust onto dust. Fixing some electrics. crossroads here, or a junction, not a crossroads, but yes, a junction. I think we would have to call this one Mosque Junction, given that there is a mosque on it. Water tank. We're getting to the further end of Kabir. I'm not seeing anything. Not seeing anything earth-shattering. Some polytunnels, proper farming. Vegetables, probably. Sadly, all looks a bit dilapidated. Man. I'll try and get a camera in there in a minute when we go past again. So yeah, patchy bits of farmland, and we got a bit of some houses around, some garbage around. We've got some goats and sheep dead ahead in their pen. Nice rose bushes there. Yeah, some little plots of farmland there you can see in the middle distance. Now we really are pushing on to the outskirts of Kabir. But it is big. Been like the other places we visit. I can't imagine who would live here. So Kabir does continue further on. No end to it, maybe. Do not litter. A fine of 10,000 dirhams. Surely you must see the comedic side of that as much as I do. I wonder if that 10,000 dirham fine is per item of litter, or per metric ton, or per like cubic meter of litter. I'm not sure. Well, I probably would think you could troll on. There's like how many? A billion, trillion videos on YouTube. I don't think anybody will have done Kabir a bigger service than me by exploring its outer limits, its very extremities. I know I haven't deviated much off the main road. I don't want to, really. So we've got a schedule. Somewhat curious though, just to follow this sand track and see if it leads to anything interesting. Let's have a look. Oh. I'll have to give this one a little bit more gas to get through there, I think. Probably. There you go. Ho ho ho! Do not litter the fine. There's 10,000 here as well. Wow. Maybe if they made the fine bigger, it would deter people more. Right, so this really is the back end of Kabir. There's something under construction. I'm going to spin around here. There we go. It's so beautiful, oh my queen. Yes, it is. Whoop. Ooh, let's go. Let's go. So pretty. Lovely. Okay. And then we are back onto the main road again. Let's go. Let me through. Let me through, Nissan. I feel like probably I'll stop filming Kabir. We're just heading back on the road we came in on. Lots of farmland, one or two small shopping strips, and like weekend villas and private plots, a couple of stables and things, but to be honest I don't think we'll get into them. Oh yes, well we'll finish our Kabir report by just peeking through the fence of the polytunnel farm. Let the Nissan past. Indians or Bangladeshis. Yeah, and then, well, I don't know how clear things will come out in the go. Obviously there's like a green fabric in front of us, but that is the GoPro slipped. That is a view through the fence, so it's dilapidated, completely run down. A bit depressing this, isn't it? Becoming depressing. Right. Kabir we're switching off. The next place we're coming to is Lebsa. Well, I did say Kabir we're switching off, but actually there's your last switch off. That's a viewpoint from the front of the car, looking over Kabir. There you go. That's more or less what it looks like, and I'm just going to get a little couple of photos here. May use them as a thumbnail or something like that. UK. Next stop, Lebsa. Camel track. Alright, we're in Lebsa. Lebsa. We are turning off to camel racing. You can probably read the signs for yourselves there. Lebsa again is sprawling. It's on both sides of the road, the north and the south side. We're only exploring the north side. Otherwise what? We'll be driving around here like for hours and hours. Lebsa is, yes, like I said, sprawling. It's another sort of out of town area. We expect to see camels, as this is a camel racing hub. Right, well, looking down here, we've got a small settlement. It's a lazy Friday. We've got trucks full of fodder, camel feed, lots of green, as you can see there. They think I'm going to buy some, but no, I'm not, I'm afraid. Well, we've got a lot of trash and garbage piled up against the fence. Nice to see. We've got some the Alpine Guest House restaurant, Abu Yassin supermarket, vet medicines, lots of medicines. We've got a mosque, animal foods, and jammed riding apparatus. I'm not entirely sure what a jammed riding apparatus is, but sounds exciting, doesn't it? Right, nice mosque, another grocery store, and then we've got some camels. Maybe these are for sale. Can't really say, don't know for sure. Well, they're handsome looking camels though. Somebody feeding them, just give them a little wave. Now what I don't want to do is to scare the camels in any way. Obviously they're used to seeing cars all the time. It's not like anything new. But there are some camels there, checking us out, checking them out. They're cute, eh? No, definitely, like I've said, top 5 favourite animals. And then over here are some camels, and they're younger ones. I guess they're keeping them warm, protecting them with their blankets. And there's a donkey. Right, there are some camels getting exercised ahead of us. Just walking along, nothing too extreme. And then, were you to be attending a camel race, then this is where you would come. Robot riders only, that's what it says there. Ah, so these camels on the left hand side are being given like a trot. There you go. I'm not going to explore too far into here because I'm not sure whether I should be here or not, but I am. Anyway, what I shall do is, that looks like the start line or the finish line, or both. Probably the start line. I'm guessing the finish line's here somewhere. There's a nice pavilion. That's very like 1970s style UAE architecture. Unfortunately the chairs are all smashed up. The sun's just got to them. They're perished. Such a shame. What's going on here? Like, right, we'll go and check out one one little drive around, not drive around Lebsa, we'll try one track, or whatever we would call it. Just like I said, I don't know much about Lebsa. I have a feeling that it's mainly camel farms, stuff like that. So yeah, sand tracks. Camels out, stretching. I think for these guys, they've been fasting for at least 10 hours. No food, no water. They must be knackered, eh? Still going though. Healthy folk. So yeah, that's Lebsa there. Just kind of blends into the desert background, really, doesn't it? Yes. That looks like somebody's like private farm or something like that. So I'll try and steer out of that, and we'll head back the way we came. I did see something slightly interesting. We'll see if we can share it with you on the return leg. I have a feeling if we drove around Lebsa it would just all look like this. I don't think that it's not actually a town, it's more like this, like plots of desert patch or plots of desert where people have camel farms. But this was semi-interesting. On the left-hand side, if I just take you up to the edge here, then yeah, you can kind of get a good vantage point over the camel track. I'm sure you can see that okay. Like in the middle distance, yeah, that's what it looks like. And then there's the back side of the camel racing centre, visitors centre. There you go, somebody's off trotting on the camel track. Good stuff. There you go, that's Lebsa. A view over it from this cool little vantage point. We are gonna, and there's a nice like family villa in front of us. Quite pleasant, isn't it? After Lebsa, there's the camel slaughterhouse. I'm not sure I even want to stop there, to be honest, because it's going to chew up a bit of time. We will drive past it, but that's as much as we will do probably. Oh, but after that there is a random road. Hopefully we'll get onto the random road next. Right, from Lebsa, this is kind of over and out. Well, we've just turned off. This is the random, I'm a man of my word. I might not have brought you the camel slaughterhouse, although I did drive past it. It was just like a big yard. And we didn't explore. I'm sorry about that. And for anybody who's stuck with this video as long as you may have done just to get to the camel slaughterhouse, it's not happening. This is the random road into the desert that I mentioned. I'd spotted on Google Earth. and this is it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get very far along it. Because of the fence. Well, I think that was it, or maybe it wasn't. Anyway, that actually looks quite pleasant up there. There's the trees. Right in the distance I can see goats and stuff like that. So it's probably a bit of private farm land. This is what I'm calling Lebsa 2. It's not called that on Google Earth, it's just called Lebsa, the second Lebsa. But this is it. So we're approaching it on a track. You can access it from the road if you want to. Now I think this is one of the few places on our tour that I have been to about 10 years ago probably, so like a long time ago. And there was, well look, this sign that we're here, tarmac, and I recognise like the mosque and stuff. The last time I came here, man, there was like 10 or 15 like really ramshackle, rundown properties, and that was it. So obviously there's been a bit of a development boom in Lebsa 2. What else do I remember from the first time I visited Lebsa? I do remember there were camels who were dining out at a dumpster. Okay, so this is the second Lebsa. Now check out these properties when I spin the car round. They are looking quite palatial. So these are new builds. There's one there, huge. That's the size of a palace, that one. And then these two here, side by side. Modern architecture, new builds again. Lovely old trees. And then this is what I remember from the previous visit to Lebsa, was this. It was just like literally two roads or two streets. Now all of these new build villas were not new build villas the last time I was here. They were like totally kind of old school, run down a little bit like the ones we saw at Mohdub. So obviously these have been rebuilt. Something quite nice here. Ooh. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. So there's a lot of Nissan Patrols parked up at this one. And the one in the middle is a chop top. That's quite cool. Super Safari. They are like literally, them and Land Cruisers, they are the indestructible kings of the dunes. The Super Safari model of the Nissan Patrol, and that one's had the roof chopped off, made it into a convertible. Quite cool, like it. There you go. So yeah, the last time I was here, this settlement looked nothing like this. Like it looked like something out of Mad Max. And now it's quite, well, the villas are quite pleasant. Couple of roads, that's all. Couple of nice looking trees. A community mosque. house under construction, a villa, a large one, and then what I recognise straight ahead is like the old Lebsa that I do remember. So we'll go and check that in a second. I just want to check the audio is working. Right, it seems to be. Yeah, you see these houses I think are the same design as the ones that we saw. This is Naisheen Road, so these ones are the same style of houses that we saw at Mohdub, and now they're not occupied. They're not occupied, and it looks like they're getting ready to be demolished, maybe, or there's just nobody in them anymore. So yeah, that is what this is. Maxar Street. This is what I remember from my previous visits to Lebsa. Yes. Down Chakra Street. So, yeah, these villas are all a bit older, and I guess they've just built improved housing on the other side of the road, although these do still look occupied. And the mosque is nice. I'll spin around, we'll see it. There you go. Nice, the Imam's house. Nice minaret, single minaret. And I think what I'll do is I'll try and get in between the villas if that's possible. It is not possible. It is not possible to do that. Never mind. Continue down here. This is what that's for. Dumpster. Cats. The old doors. Traditional old doors. Yeah, this is old school. Old school. And there is actually school here. There you go. However, for some reason, it is temporarily closed. Maybe that's just for Ramadan. Nobody would be there today in any case. It's a Friday afternoon. We all know it's half day Fridays now in the UAE. I did just want to share this with you. It's nice. Nice carport. I've seen better days. So yeah, this is Lebsa 2. Would you like me to drive around a bit further into Lebsa? Well, I think that's the end of the line. I'm at the school again. Nice, good quality tarmac road. Scoot off here, and we are pretty much into the desert. So there you go. That there is the E55 road in the middle distance. Yeah, a large school. Oh, that's nice. That gives us a little vantage point over Lebsa. Just grab a quick picture of that. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip my mic, I'm going to stick it out the car window. You might be able to hear the birds chirping, but also the mosque in the distance. So yeah, it's been a nice day, by the way, I should say. The temperature is about 25 degrees, so pretty nice. That's a bit of cloud cover over. We've had some rainy days recently in the UAE, possibly another one coming today. These things are always funny. Oh, random, I don't know what it is, a modulus, or maybe just somewhere to store food for the animals. Anyway, that's Lebsa, whatever you prefer. Old school on this side, very old school. And then there are some new builds, obviously, we saw on the other side of the town. These all look unoccupied now. They all look pretty unoccupied. Okay. Right, our next stop is Al Rashidiyah, which I seem to remember was fairly large. You've got the dunes across the other side of the road. I did say Al Rashidiyah, but if we can, on the right hand side here, we'll just get the front view of these villas. Oh, look at that. That would be worth a fortune these days. A shortened wheelbase Land Rover Defender, the OG. Well, that's been shortened by a mechanics workshop. So yeah, these are the older. This is Al Saih Street. Yeah, you can see, look, just the paintwork and stuff on these villas. That one's pretty old and run down, isn't it, really? Yeah. And then the mosque from before, and two young girls are doing a bit of their grocery shopping, maybe for iftar. And the Rabeh stall, igloo, ice cream fun for everyone. That's what it says there. Good times. Good times. Okay. That's it, definitely, from Lebsa Idnay, we'll call it. That's two in Arabic. Next up, Al Rashidiyah. Your next stop on this tour is Al Rashidiyah. So basically, it just means for Rashid, or built by Rashid. There's a Rashidiyah in Dubai, One of my favourite neighbourhoods of Dubai, in fact, Al Rashidiyah. Rashidiyah does exist on both the north side, which is where we are now, and the south side of the E55. We are checking out the north side. And where should we start? Well, there is a mosque ahead. Very pleasant mosque. There is a parade of shops, including groceries, supermarkets, car washing and accessories. There is a second mosque 70 metres away from the first mosque, an incredible old school Nissan Patrol. These ones are known as the Rhino Chasers. They are really incredible off-road vehicles. Probably about 40 years old, that one. Rashidiyah is a lot bigger than any of the previous settlements, I would say, looking at it from what I remember looking at it earlier, and actually from just the approach I can tell it is. The first thing to notice is that there is virtually no litter. Well, that's a lie. There is litter and lots of it, but by comparison to our previous points of interest, there's virtually no litter. Should probably try and quantify that in some sort of way. Localsy sort of vibe going on, definitely. Cats, look at that, they've caged off this dumpster. Maybe I've caged off all the dumpsters, in fact, and maybe that's a camel thing to stop the camels from sort of pulling everything out. That cat was terrifying if you saw him. This is a majlis on the right hand side, and then quite nice houses here, definitely. There's somebody's stock of firewood. Well done, you. Got an absolute load there, haven't they? So yeah, Rashidiyah, quite nice. Let's go up this track. And we're back onto tarmac again. There's a mosque at the end of the road. I think we'll get as far as the end of the road in this instance. They've got it all going on here in Al Rashidiyah. It's the first one of those I've seen so far in Al Quain. Tesla. Plugged in, getting charged. There you go. Nice gaff trees integrated with the buildings. Sticking on the black top. We'll go up Al Hazay Street. Yeah, more new build villas. I don't think these are very old. They don't look like it. They all look fairly new. Any flags flying. Dumpsters in the cages. A good idea. It stops the rubbish blowing out of them, firstly. Right. Maybe it's a way forward for some of the other settlements. Wow. But like I said, Ramadan Al Markabat contract. I thought it said Mortal Kombat. Markabat contract. So that's what these Al Quain towns like. We're at the end of the town. Hello. How do you know? Oh, because there's a desert. Right. That's that. This villa stroke palace is massive. Look at that. There you go. You can have a look in. How cool. Golden Retriever. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah, this is country living that I could get on board with. Serra and Serra and Mohdub, less so. But here, well, this would be nice countryside living, wouldn't it? There you go. We're at the back of the village. I'm in sand dunes just out on the right hand side. There you go. Ahead of us is probably the last house before the desert starts. So we're on the back streets, more or less. Have a look up here. That's nice. It's like a forest. Quite pleasant. Yeah. Look at this, very nice. Like a little forested area. Now, I don't think this is it, but there was always a 4x4 track called the Falaj Al Mullah, where you could drive basically through the desert on a kind of graded track, a bit like this is, all the way from Dubai to Ras Al Khaimah. That's about 150 kilometers probably. Excuse me. You couldn't do that now, unfortunately. There's fences up across some sort of key areas or critical areas of it. Right. Punishing a little bit here. Al Ramal streets. Oh wow. Here's one. And look at the size of that, straight ahead. Huge. That's under construction. 2 properties or 1 property with an attached property. Lots of rubbish in this area. Hopefully the contractors will clear it up when they finish the job. Hopefully. There's a nice modulus. Ready for iftar maybe. Sand patrol. Couple of lovely gaff trees on the right hand side. So we'll not get a chance to drive all around Al Rashidiyah. We've barely scratched the surface here. It is a big settlement, lots of building going on. So this will be part of a rehousing program, is what I'm guessing. Al Ghazalan Street. The gazelle is like the little antelope. The gazelle. So I wonder if they're living around this area. Yeah, lots and lots of new build. Wow. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I did just see one thing down here that was quite cool. Again, it's nice. The gates are open. So this is a new build. I wouldn't really use the word house. It's a bit more than a house, isn't it? Yes. Look at that. Incredible, eh? Lovely. And that's like half of the property. That's about half of it. People are getting well looked after in this part of Al Quain, less so in some other parts, but they've hit the jackpot in Al Rashidiyah. I could drive around here a lot more, show you a bit more of Al Rashidiyah, but I'm mindful that if I do that, there's a chance we might miss our appointment with the final place we're visiting, Falaj Al Mullah, which is the largest settlement we'll come to. And I guess it would be historically a strategic sort of stronghold or something like that, maybe. Obviously water nearby, which was a critical thing in the desert. It would have been a territory that was much coveted, have to be protected, fought for. But that's where we're finishing, so I'm going to double back on myself. We're going to head to Falaj Al Mullah and we got the last hour of daylight, so that's where we'll hook up next. Right, our last stop down the E55 is Falaj Al Mullah. It exists on both sides of the road, so the south side on the right hand side, the left side is the north side. We're going to check out the north side. I wonder if there's any rivalry between the two sides, like the Bloods and the Crips or something like that. But it is a big settlement. We're not going to get around the whole thing. That wouldn't be possible. But we'll have a go at getting around a bit. This is a pleasant roundabout. There you go. Yeah, definitely more developed than even Rashidiyah was. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll do a round here. Some quite nice areas. There's a nice mosque. Very nice one. Pleasant road with the trees down the middle. And we've got a few restaurants on this corner. Afghani rice restaurant. A few supermarkets. This looks like, I'm getting dizzy now, this looks like it might be like a wedding hall or something like that. That's what it looks like to me. And then if we scoot along this road here, which is the E55, Falaj Al Mullah Street, definitely you'll see on the right hand side all the businesses. Restaurants mainly, cafeterias, laundry, stuff like that. There's vets, mobile phone shops. So yeah, this is like 10 times more developed than anywhere else we've been to so far. Supermarkets, a few more mosques, M-Post, which is the Emirates Post Office. Let me just film a little bit along this street. Mum and Dad taking the baby out. Falaj Mullah Fort, and like I said, probably previously in throughout history, this will have been a settlement that's been defended. It's a big farming area. Roads could do with a bit of resurfacing. And then, sorry, I don't want to race, I just don't want to run out of time. The fort is on my left hand side. You'll not see it from where the camera's positioned, but just spin the car around and that's it there. There you go. Falaj Al Mullah Fort, cannons and cannonballs out the front. I mean, this has been restored, you do understand that. There you go. Okay. The ramparts and the turrets. And then so this is on the south side. I did sort of say I was going to be giving you more of a north side exclusive, but that forks on the south side. Bit up here. A few dogs, bit of life. Those front yards. Yeah, so these are even these are the back streets. So Bacon Joy Bakery. We've got like Auto Zone, Seats Upholstery. If I had a bit more time, I'd pop in there. My seats need re-stuffing, filling, whatever you call it. Replacing probably is the right word to use. So people getting ready for iftar. It's nice. We might pass a couple of cafeterias. They put loads of food out, obviously, at the front of their shops, to not to tempt people, but just to remind them, you know, you're breaking the fast is coming up. National Bank of Al Quain. I don't know if that's a main branch. Probably not. By the way, this is not like the main town of Al Quain. Al Quain city is on the coast. This is travelling inland from there. Okay, so this place here, Falaj Al Mullah, connects with Al Quain city, and that is like the entire length of Al Quain. So it's not big, but about 50 kilometres probably in length. Like I said, we're not going to get all the way through Falaj Al Mullah, but we'll try and check out a few streets, see what's going on. Right, I'm going to go down here. Bougainvillea. I'm wondering if I can take my UV filter off now, because I don't feel as though there's huge amount of ultraviolet light to filter out today. It's cloudy. Wow, well, look at you. Look at this cockerel in front of the dumpster pecking away. You might not be able to see over the bonnet. I'm going to have to reverse. Try not to hit anything. Look at him. Splendid, magnificent, golden black. He's got no worries, no worry about the cats or anything. You can take them on. We're on Hariba Street, not Haribo, Hariba. Yeah, certainly not as new build as we saw in Rashidiyah. Giant's Gym, women's body fitness club, like that. A couple of dressmaking shops on the corner. Another little parade of shops. Yeah, it's nice to see this as a contrast to like Dubai's glam and glitzy shopping malls and stuff like that. So just let this traffic past. Yeah, a couple of nice little tailoring shops, dressmaking, and then we're on to Hussein Street. More all tailoring on the Hussein Street. That's what it must be famous for. The Al Nabgar roundabout and Asala Street. So yeah, look, that's Falaj Al Mullah continues all the way up there for about, well, what looks like about a kilometre probably, but there's no way we get a chance to check all of that out. It's like in little zones here. That was all florists and dressmaking, fabric shops. And then on the left hand side here is all like hardware and caging and agricultural supplies, maybe feed troughs, bird cages, that sort of stuff. Welding, it's like a welding area. I would say if we're lucky we're going to get some honking rain before long. It looks like it's building up. I'll say lucky, be a bit unlucky. My windscreen wipers aren't working at the minute, so should be able to find somewhere to get that fixed out. Yeah, this is nice. This is like it's like, it sounds like, it reminds me of part of Dubai from when I first got there 20 years ago. Small villas, narrowish roads, some tarmac, some not. Al Sarai Street, and then some roads just have like dust tracks running between them. But yeah, Falaj Al Mullah. This is it. Inside of the Falaj Al Mullah. Now these are all fairly well established villas. They're townhouses, villas, whatever you want to call them. They're old. They look old and look weather beaten. And straight ahead though, straight ahead there definitely looks like there are some newer buildings. Well, they're definitely newer buildings because they're still like being constructed. It doesn't get much newer than that, does it? We're going to have a little look. See them from the back side. Not much to look at, but there you go. That's the new builds. Go back along this road, I get to the mosque where we came in, really, the roundabout that we came in on. Al Marifa roundabout. Well, I'm gonna pop round. We've been down this road once already, but we'll head down again. I just want to see how far Falaj Al Mullah extends. So we'll head down here quickly. Try not to get flashed by the radar, speed radars. They do catch you out from time to time. Particularly when I don't put the speed limit on the road. That's the key. So the fort was down there. continue straight on and see how the town continues. Well, Hussain roundabouts, and then we've got, actually this, I think this is Falaj Al Mullah there, the district courthouse, closed currently. We passed this earlier, the National Bank of Al Quain. Now I'm not sure if this could possibly be the last point of Al Quain before it becomes Sharjah. Let us have a look. No, 05. So it's still Al Quain, still Falaj Al Mullah. At some point this all changes to Falaj Al Sheikh, and that's where Sharjah begins. So still Falaj Al Mullah, we're still in Al Quain. Now we're at Falaj Al Sheikh. So I've got a feeling that's the end of Al Quain. Back at Falaj Al Mullah, this is where we're going to finish our trip, commentary, the Government Services Centre, the Al Quain municipality. Tell you what, we're on Al Zamin Street. We're moving down onto Al Sharia Street, and we're going to finish the video at around here. This is the end of the line for Falaj Al Mullah. Pick a random street. There you go. It's quite a nice house. Boys are out. What they're doing. And there's an abandoned house. Completely abandoned. Been quite something once upon a time. They're waiting for the football to arrive. Good for them. There you go. So that is an abandoned. I would like to get the camera and go in there. I shan't though. And look at that, straight ahead. Not sure whether it's in Al Quain or Sharjah, but there is a watchtower straight ahead. You can maybe see that there, and then there's one that looks much older and much more authentic on top of that dune. So you've got the telephone mast, and then to the right hand side you've got like an old watchtower. So yeah, there you go, bit more fortification from the past. They'll not be new build, they're old, historic almost. Keeping an eye over the area. This fence makes me think as well that we are Al Quain this side, and then Sharjah, the neighbouring emirate, on the other side. What would I know? I bet this was something like a ruler's palace at one point. I bet that's what this was, like a ruler's palace at the very start of like the Al Quain territory. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Semi-interesting, maybe, possibly. Oh, just for my mate Jerry. Finish off with a long lingering shot of some dead palms. That's it for today. I don't know if I'll be back with another one of these. They're quite exhausting, I'll be honest. Right. Salam alaikum. Have a good day. Good rest of the day. Enjoy your iftar if you're fasting.